Shop Garage Whatever, guys. What's up? What's up? It's Clint Lund with London Megs, guys. Welcome back to Shop Garage Whatever, the place where we work on two-strokes, mostly 500 big bore two-strokes, but we do work on other two-strokes. 500 two-strokes is one of my things. It's not my only thing, but it is definitely one of my things. Guys, today got a little bit different video because let me tell you something. It is freaking cold out right now. So, winter decided to drop some snow on us for the first time in 2024, and it is currently just about to dive into 19 degrees Fahrenheit, which is this much in Celsius, and it is freaking cold. So much so that I actually learned this trick locally, and I'm new to this stuff, but if you wear nitrile gloves and then you put gloves over it, it helps keep the heat in. But so the main issue though with working in this kind of cold is my fingers they stop working, like just straight up stop, like my knuckles will lock up and stuff. So that's super sick. Guys, so today we were working on the 87 a little bit. So last video, you guys got to see it run. And I was really excited to ride it. And it was more just kind of like something I needed to feel, because it's like, okay, if I'm going to throw a lot of money or what I'm going to do with this thing, I need to make sure first that it's a good runner. After we got the electrical issue figured out, she actually kicks real good. We discovered that the Windows is powering down. It's that cold. Holy mackerel. The radiator cap was bad, and the spring actually on it is what wore out. So basically I could kind of show you guys here. Let me reach across here where so the spring on these things is kind of acting as a thermostat, right? So even though the seals themselves might be fine, it's this spring part right here that acts as like a thermostat, so to speak. When your engine starts to crank up a lot of temperature, it pushes on, obviously on the spring. And if that spring's too soft from sitting around all these years, it'll just blow compression by the cap. So I did confirm, because I took it back here and I threw a cap on from another bike, and it didn't do it, and I got it hot too. So I know that's the issue. So little cool trick. Older cars like Toyota 4-cylinders, Honda 4-cylinders, they utilize the same exact cap, and these largely came in, I think, a 1.8 or less. I think it's less. 1.1, yeah, a lot less, which is their bar measurement. I don't know. It's not foot-pounds. I don't get it. Or pounds. I don't get it. 1.1, which I think is bar. But you get them in a 1.8 for like the Honda Civics and Toyotas that are 4-cylinder, and in certain years, of course, but they work the same. And so anyways, that's like so you don't have to order one if you need one on the go, and it works on every freaking radiator. As far as I know, every dirt bike radiator, it's the same cap, like essentially the same cap, but you can get it in a 1.8 or a 2.0 bar, which is kind of cool. And benefits of running like a 2.0 bar radiator cap is your bike will actually run cooler. Didn't make sense to me when I first found that out. Like, why would adding more pressure to the radiator cap make your bike run cooler? Well, it's actually not that hard to figure out. When your coolant is so pressurized inside the system and it needs to bleed off pressure, well, then that's when that little spring thing on the cap opens up and lets either, air or water blow by it. But the problem with that is you start running out of water as it keeps blowing by that cap. And then you'll for sure overheat your bike and cause some damage, like a head gasket or something like that, or even burn up a piston. In our case, though, as soon as my son saw me doing the burnout, he said, "Hey, your bike just dumped a bunch of water." And I was like, oh, we pissed it off. So cut it right there, let the bike cool down for a bit, let him ride around. And then after it cooled, we rode it back home, and I swapped another cap onto it, went and rode it, did another burnout, and it wasn't leaking, so I know that's what it is. But last video was kind of a fail, honestly. I'll be very, very serious with you guys. So I got a lot of problems cleaning this front wheel. Notice how, I don't know if you can notice. Notice how I'm trying to spin it right now. It's this way, fine. Frontwards, not fine. Don't know what the problem is, but I have an idea. It has to do with the caliper. So I need to pull apart the caliper, but here's the thing, and this is what I want to do the video on if it wasn't freezing cold. So unfortunately, some of this is going to have to wait till next weekend, and hopefully I have some warmer temperatures, but my phone does say that snow is coming again next weekend. Freaking winter, man. This does it to me every year. Like last time this happened is when I was working on the Super Evo, trying to get that ready for broke to build, and it was absolutely freezing in the shop garage, whatever. I do have a space heater down here by my side, but that only heats up when you're facing it or really close to it. It does not heat up the shop garage, whatever. So, but it completely removes my willpower to like get bikes done and get working on them, because I mean seriously, it's a challenge. It's like a mental thing. When you're that cold, you're like bone chattering and trying to work on things, and it just doesn't do it. What I proposed in the last video was that we take this engine out and put it into our aluminum AF roller. It's a 2008, the last really good Honda carbureted bike that was ever made. It was the last carbureted bike Honda ever made, but it was the best. Those 08s are amazing. The whole 06, 07, 08s are freaking incredible four strokes. And the 450. The 250s are okay in 08 and 07, but not so much 06. Anyways, ADD. I wanted to pull this engine out and throw it in that AF, so I had another bike to bring to Big Bore Addicts at Sand Mountain 24 coming up this April. I already have 4 bikes ready to go. I wanted all 6. I have 3 Kawasaki cx500s and 3 Honda cr500s. That was kind of the goal, is to bring all 6 out, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I wanted to pull this out, throw it in the AF. AF is it's a lot more of a capable chassis compared to the 85, right? So the 85's suspension is extremely outdated. Pogo sticks. I mean, yes, they're complete. Yes, they're original, but that doesn't mean they're good. But that doesn't mean, though, I want to just throw away this rolling chassis or part it out or whatever, because honestly, the rims are straight. I mean, it's mostly complete as far as like the hard to find parts go. Like, we got a nice airbox that's not melted, got a great gas tank on it. The engine matches the title of the frame, wherever that is, and original suspension. And it goes a long way to say, too, because I know it's kind of become a thing ever since Ken Kaplan made a big deal of it, because, I mean, honestly, it kind of is when you start throwing money at these things. The California frame rails, right? It makes a big difference when these things aren't just smashed in, and this frame rails on these ones are actually pretty damn good. Now, there is a couple dents on it, but that's really it. There's beyond that, they are true California frame rails, as Ken would call them. We got the shortest, nastiest, ugliest muffler in history on this thing. Worn chain guides, chain guards. It's missing the very bottom chain guard. The mud flap is torn to pieces. The bars are bent. The levers are bent. Did I say the bars are bent? I think I did. Luckily, the radiators are in phenomenal condition. And I mean like phenomenal condition. They're straight as an arrow, and that's really hard to find on a bike of this age. Let's be completely serious. So there is a lot of positives on this 85 cr500. It's the first water-cooled cr500, which, you know, for some people it does something. For others are like, oh, that's the worst one. And some people just, they just like the, what was it, the 91 and newer, 92 and newer, kind of to 01 body style. For me personally, I absolutely adore this thing as an 85, and I want to keep it as such, but I need to spend some time in restoring. And I don't mean like cleaning, spray painting. I don't do that. So let me just say this: spray paint does not deserve or belong anywhere on a dirt bike at all. If you're spray painting parts on your bike, just stop. Consult a friend. Spray paint is not ever going to hold up. It's a very temporary solution that most of the time never holds. I've seen guys go through prep videos about how to properly spray paint, even things like plastics. This front fender was spray painted and it looks absolutely horrendous. So, what to go beyond that? We just need to spend a lot of time getting the frame repowder coated the original color, which Mound House Powder Coating does have the original color for this, which is super rad in powder coat. And then just simple things like slowly, as this engine is in the AF and I'm enjoying that and having a blast, I could start to get all these parts because they're going to be hard to find for an 85, right? Like it's not a very common bike you see anymore. But start to rebuild and refurbish, restore these things, because ultimately, in my opinion, and very few people's opinion too, the 85 is one of the more desired because it was the grandfather, so to speak, of the water-cooled 500s. They're not capable. The short rod engines are freaking capable by themselves. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know or not, but the 85 was what they call a short rod motor. I think it was like 3 or 4 millimeters. Then the 88 or 87 and later came with the long rod engine, which was 4 millimeters more than this one. Power characteristics are very different. These are very snappy off the bottom, less torque. That does something for some people. For me, I personally enjoy the short rod power band hit a little bit more because it's a lot more violent. These had a closer ratio gearbox in them, which meant that short shifting was definitely a thing, especially with the power of these 85s being so much more abrupt than the 87 and up. So I'm a big fan of the short rod motors. I do have 1 long rod motor and 2 short rod motors. So it's not biased because I don't have a long rod. It's not biased at all. I prefer the short rod. I think I just love the hit a lot more. Moving on. Yeah, so we talked about the rims. They're completely straight, original rims. Everything on this bike largely is in great condition as far as like restoring. We're going to be restoring things. And that's where I kind of like didn't explain enough on the last video, and I apologize about that. With that being said, I think the thing to do is to pull this engine out of this 85 and drop it into the AF for now, because it's going to take a long time to properly restore this rolling chassis. And it takes a lot less time to restore that engine. Believe it or not, the engine parts are far more easier to find than the rest of the chassis. I don't know. That is what it is. So with that, guys, that's what I wanted to catch up with you guys on this video. The 89 cr500 Miller engine build for the Big Bore Addicts race is sitting just behind this one off camera, so you guys can't see it, but it is 92.7% done. Wheels done, suspension done. I ordered the wrong plastics for it. I ordered the orange version and not the blood red, so I didn't know if you guys saw this. Hopefully you see it in time. I don't think you will, but ufoplastics.com has like a 50% off sale or something crazy on their plastics. So like a normal kit, which is like 145 bucks, is now 80 bucks. It's super rad. So I'm gonna hurry up. I think it's going till the 10th. So I'm hopefully going to get this video up tomorrow on Monday the 8th, and you guys will have a couple days. I'm not sponsored by UFO. I just thought that was a stellar deal, and you guys should definitely jump on that. I'll leave a link down in the description. Hopefully you guys see this by the 10th and you're able to order your bike's plastics. Now, they're not just old dirt bike plastics. UFO makes bike plastics for everything. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. I don't make any money by telling you guys this. I just saw, because I was searching for the blood red plastics for the 89, and that UFO was having some 50-60% off sale on all their stock, and I was like, holy crap, I need to order some of that. So anyways, I got some of the blood red plastics coming for that. Then we got graphics, seat cover, done. That bike is done and ready to start ripping and breaking in. So it is super, super close. We have a couple cx500s that need work, but after we switch this one into the AF on next weekend's video, when it's hopefully warmer, we will pull this motor out, put it into the AF. If it's going to be snowing, I'm not going to do a ride video with it, but it's definitely something that needs to happen so I can get this frame properly broken down and start to restore it, you know. So anyways, guys, I'm going to cut the video right there because it's a short video. Like I said, it's freezing cold in here. I'm actually chattering just even talking to you guys, trying to stay warm. I love every single one of you guys. I will see you on the next video. That's a promise. Peace out for now. And I'm looking confused because it's like I feel like I need to be doing more on this video. But guys, it's truly just too cold. And I hope you understand. I just had to get something out for you guys so you know where we're at moving into next weekend's video if the weather holds up. So love you guys. I'll see you on that one. Peace.